bitch. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim, and today we'll probably do a baseball show later, but the NBA is back. Yay, so excited. The NBA is back. I was enjoying the time off of the NBA. I really was.
It was kind of nice.
It was kind of nice, but we have, 9 games in the NBA now?
Yeah. We had one last night where the Lakers lost outright.
Wow. Nice.
As 12-point dogs. Right? Yeah, 100-97.
There you go. But I guess, Tim, you can recap what the site did yesterday, and then we will get into today's games.
Yesterday was slightly profitable up on the site. We split with that Temple-Charlotte game. We got the over. We did not get Charlotte. We got the over in the Holy Cross game. Did not get Gardner-Webb. Did not get the under in Notre Dame. Did get the over in Indiana State. Kentucky wins by 21. Providence gets blown out by 21. The over in the Chattanooga game, easy. Murray State, winner. Detroit Mercy lost at home to IUPUI.
Ouch.
North Texas wins by 19, covers the 13.5. St. Mary's only wins by 13, does not cover the 25.5. So ends up being a slightly profitable day, up 0.38 units.
All right.
But there will be some NBA up on the site today, obviously. And although I will be easing back into it, because you look at today's card, I see 3 double-digit favorites and then a 7.5-point favorite on the road. So it is not pretty. So you don't need to go crazy.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't need to go crazy.
No chat to say hi to, so Nick, let's hop into the first game.
Yeah, let's get into it here. We have the Philadelphia 76ers. They're hosting the Boston Celtics. Celtics 7.5-point favorites. Total 224. I'm trying to remember what the Celtics did last because that would probably dictate where to go in this game. But
three straight wins and 3 straight covers for the Celtics.
All right, so maybe that trend is dead now, potentially. But I'm waiting for the line movements and everything to get up here. In this one, oh wow, they changed their interface or whatever for.
I saw that. It looks kind of nice.
Covers, I kind of like that, and I accidentally clicked college basketball instead of NBA. I'm off to a great start this morning.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
I know your mindset's on USA Canada tonight.
It is. I'm very invested in that game, and I will be in front of my TV for that entire game. But with that being said, here, Tim, break down this game real quick, and then I'll get all my stuff up and ready.
All right, at least you're prepared. It's a Celtics team that obviously we see that they're big favorites on the road. 76ers going into the break, lost 5 in a row, 7 out of 8. They're not a good team. Let's just be quite stern with that one. The Sixers are 14 games under 500. They're not a good team. Do they deserve to be this big of a dog at home? Yes. Am I grabbing the Celtics here, minus 7.5 on the road? Absolutely not. I don't like to lay that many points to begin with. Normally, like 7-8 points. If they're a home team, I could kind of be okay with. On a road team, absolutely not. So this one is going to just be a stay away to start off. Maybe the All-Star break was something good for the Sixers, and maybe they'll have a nice start to come out of it. I'm not going to buy into that one.
Yeah, let's look at the line history real quick. This line opened up 7.5, got down to a 7, back to a 7.5, so no line movement there. Line opened up to 25.5, went down to a 225, now down to a 224, and now we're seeing 223. So we've had a consistent move towards the under with no buyback so far. 78% of tickets, 83% of the cash is on the over in this game here. The line moving towards the under. 71% of tickets, 70% of cash on the Celtics. The line originally did move towards the Sixers, and now it's back to no line movement whatsoever. For me, this is Philadelphia or no bet in this game. Now we have the Celtics. They're coming in 3 wins and covers in a row. They're finally putting games together in a row and putting a streak together of covering games after wins. On the flip side, we have Philadelphia. They went into the break really struggling. Lost losers of 5 in a row, 7 of their last 8. So maybe this is a spot where Boston feels good about themselves heading out of the All-Star break, and Philadelphia had to sit through the break with an L5, and now they're ready to get on the court and take care of business and get off to a good start. Maybe if you're looking at them to get off to a good start, maybe Philadelphia first quarter is worth a look for something along those lines. Maybe that's the way I would like to approach some of these games today with some of the bigger dogs. Is I want to look towards maybe the teams coming in on losing streaks or pissed off, or the ones that limped into the break or had to sit through the break with just a bad taste in their mouth. Maybe they come out swinging in the first quarter, and maybe I look towards that. I think I want to move on Philadelphia first quarter. I want to shop around, trying to find the best available number, but I think the Sixers first quarter might make my card here.
I don't hate that look. It's Sixers or nothing. Let's just be honest with that one. It's Sixers or nothing. And for me, I don't feel the need to go and push stuff this early coming back from the All-Star break.
Yeah. And this is a spot where, and my cap would be Sixers come out strong. The Celtics maybe take a minute to get back on track. And maybe do we think these are potentially unders as well, some of these games?
Maybe, but I feel like we could – I'd probably lean more towards the overs earlier on, but that's just me. I don't know. I probably should have went back and looked at what happened after last All-Star break and see how those slates worked out. Because I know in hockey after the All-Star break, it's been a bunch of overs, but I'm not entirely sure.
Unders. Let me look at that. Let me look at what it was.
Or it could be a bunch of unders because the players are just not running as fast. Like they need a little bit of time to kind of get back into shape, even though it was only a week off.
Last night did tank under the total. That is one thing to keep in mind as well.
At the same time, that's the Lakers. So
it's Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yeah, I was about to say those two. I should have looked at one and automatically thought under. I mean, I didn't bet that game.
Yeah,
I'm a standalone spot. But
here, you go. Well, there's no chat to go over, but I want to take a look at what happened last year after the All-Star break. Seeing that we have some time, we're not in any type of rush here.
No.
I want to take a look what happened last year. Let's see, June. No, it was February last All-Star break. There we go. The Thursday, they returned Thursday, February the 22nd last year to, let's see. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the later games went over 5. And then 6 unders.
How many overs?
And it looks like 4 overs, 5 overs. So it was pretty split down the middle, actually.
So it's not really.
So I don't know how much you can really read into that too much.
Nope.
But I'm going to shop around. I'm going to find the best available number. I'm going to take the Sixers in the first quarter here.
Okay. I will say I will be involved in the next game.
Let's get into it. We have the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Indiana Pacers, minus 2.5. The Grizzlies total of 250.5. What a massive number that is. This line opened up at a 2. It is a 2.5 now, so we do have a move towards these Grizzlies. Line opened up 249.5, and now we're seeing 250s. out there on Bet Online. 69% of the tickets, 76% of the cash is on the Grizzlies. The line's moving towards them at the very least for those Grizzly backers. 58% of tickets, 58% of the cash on the over. The line is moving towards the over here as well. We have Memphis coming in to this game. They lost their last game before the All-Star break. It was a 14-point loss, a 6-point dogs to the LA Clippers. I believe I was on the Clippers that game.
I believe
and
they
then
had
on the
no
flip
jaw
side,
that game
Indiana.
either, so.
Yeah. Indiana coming in off of a win, but a no cover as 10-point favorites against Washington in their last game. They have not covered in 3 in a row and 6 of their last 7. That win against Washington snapped a 2-game losing streak against the Lakers and the Knicks heading into it. This is a game that I really didn't have too much that I wanted to get to. Neither of these teams, I think, there's a really strong angle behind anything along those lines. So for me, it's a no play today no play for this game for me. I'm looking more for motivational angles and things along those lines of teams coming in pissed off of, and I think both these teams are about as pissed off because they both kind of came in struggling heading into the All-Star break. So not a game I'm getting involved with. It's a lean, I guess, towards the Grizzlies if I had to bet anything in this one, but no play.
Yeah, I'm not going to go after a side in this game, but I did go after a total, and I bet it last night. I took the over, and I got 249, and it's up to 250.5. I know a lot of people are going to look at it and go, that's a very high total. Yeah, it's high for a reason. These two teams don't play defense. The Memphis Grizzlies going into the All-Star break were scoring or letting up a bunch of points like crazy. So they've just been a heavy over team as of late. And the Pacers going over in 4 in a row and 8 out of 10. So these are two teams that have been heavy trending over. So two teams that I want to continue to bet over their total. I got 249. I'm happy with my line. I think this one goes into the 260s.
Fair.
No chat today. I mean, I guess the snow day and not a lot of people. Either way. We'll head to this one, Nick, which, wowzers.
Yeah. We have the New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls. The Knicks 12-point favorites in this game, total 243.5. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have this line opened up at a 14, down to a 13.5, down to a 12.5, down to a 12. So we do have a pretty decent move towards Chicago in this one here. Line opened up 244. It's still a 244. It's a 2-cent line movement towards the under in this one here. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one. 52% of tickets, 62% of the cash flow on the Knicks. Line's moving towards these Bulls. 67% of the tickets, 53% of the cash is on the over here as well. And looking at this spot for me, I think it's a tricky game. We have the Bulls. They're coming in not feeling good about themselves. They've lost 4 in a row. They haven't covered in 4 in a row. Their last game was an 18-point loss to the Detroit Red Wings. Wow. The Detroit Pistons. I have hockey on the mind. And then their previous game was a 40-point loss to the Detroit Pistons. So they lost back-to-back games by double digits against the Detroit Pistons. Yeah. That's bad. That's really, really bad. On the flip side, we have the New York Knicks feeling decent about themselves, winning back-to-back games heading into the All-Star break, 4 of their last 5, 8 of their last 10. Their only losses were to the Lakers and to the Celtics. So this is a New York Knicks team feeling good about themselves. The Chicago Bulls team probably pissed off about the way they were heading into the All-Star break. And for me in this one, it feels very similar, or not very similar, but it feels like another spot that I would like to attack here. I want the Chicago Bulls in the first quarter. I think all my plays are going to be first quarter plays today, just to test out test out my theory here. Teams coming in off not happy versus teams coming in happy. You have a little bit of motivation to come out strong the first 12 minutes. I'm going to look toward the first quarter spread here for the Chicago Bulls in this one for me.
Yeah, I'm not touching the Chicago Bulls. I see your line movement, but at the same time, it went from a 14 to a 12. It's still a wide-ass spread, although I'm starting to see some 11.5s. I'm not touching this Bulls team. If they couldn't keep it within double digits, I mean, they lost by 18 in the last game after losing by 40. Do you really expect them to keep it closer against the Knicks than they did against the Pistons? I don't. No, this is another one. I don't feel I can't get involved in this one. Not at all.
Fair.
Hey, Nathan Cerna's here. And Nicholas Handy's here. Hi guys, how you doing today? Good to see you guys. Breaking news in the NBA. Bucks suspend forward Bobby Portis for 25 games for anti-drug policy.
Wow.
Bucks are still going to suck. Anyways.
Of course they are. Let's move on. Another big spread. The Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the the Brooklyn Nets. Wow, I'm just getting all my cities confused today.
Yes, you are.
Let's take a look at the line history. Open up at a 12.5. It's now at 13. So we do have a move towards the Cavs. Line opened up to 22.5. It's now 225.5. Taking a look at the cash flow in this one. 60% of the tickets, 70% of the cash is on the Cavaliers. The line has moved towards the Cavaliers. 82% of tickets, 87% of the cash on the over. This line moving towards the – was it moving towards the over? I'm trying to remember. Looks like the total did just move, and it's gone. It has moved towards the over in this one here. I believe we have Brooklyn coming in off of a win in their last game. They beat the Philadelphia 76ers in their last one. They've won 3 in a row heading into the All-Star break against Miami, Charlotte, and Philadelphia. They're playing good basketball, winning 6 of their last 7 before the break. So they're feeling good. On the flip side, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are also feeling good. They've won 4 in a row. They've won 8 of their last 9. Their only loss was to the Celtics. Part of that, their last 9 games. I mean, this is a no play for me. Pretty simple. And this one is not enough motivation on either side. Both these teams coming in feeling good. So it's not like you have a team coming in pissed off about how the first half ended or before the All-Star break ended. Things along those lines. Market doesn't do me too much favors. And I'm not going to force a ton of action. So for me, it's a no play in this game. I found my line for that Sixers game. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and bet now. But yeah, no play here for me.
I did take a play. I took the Nets. I took the Nets here. I grabbed them plus 13. And I think we're going to see this, and I want to look at a couple of teams that we can see this for to start the year. And I think the Cavaliers are going to be one of the big key components to this one. I don't think the Cavaliers are going to go hard in the second half. I think they're going to be one of your teams that coast. I think the Cavs coast. I think the Celtics coast. I think the Nuggets coast. Maybe the Grizzlies, but I'm trying to find the teams that are like they're up there enough, and they're some of those teams that they've been there, they've done that, they know the playoffs and everything, and they're not one of the young teams trying to continue to prove themselves. So you could easily say, oh, what about the Thunder? Do you think they're gonna kind of park the truck? No, I don't think the Thunder. I think the Thunder go hard all year long. But I could see the teams like the Cavaliers, like the Celtics, like the Nuggets, maybe the Grizzlies, maybe the Knicks kind of coast themselves to get to the playoffs and just kind of move from there. So I could easily see kind of just an easy ride for them. And I don't see the Cavaliers necessarily needing to go and cover a 13-point spread on the road. I think they're going to go in there, do what they need to win, and leave. So I'm going to take the Nets here. I'm going to grab them plus the 13 in this one. It's the only real spot that I see that is kind of like that on today's card.
Fair.
Suppleness. Nets and Bulls don't have good chance for playing. The Bulls are currently in a play-in spot, and the Nets are actually only a game and a half behind for the play-in spot. That just shows how shitty that is. So, can we get rid of the play-ins?
What a joke.
The play-ins are a joke, especially in the Eastern Conference. They're just a joke. Maxi over points. But if they're playing not to cover, then you must like the over. Not exactly, because they could just they could play better defense and just not play as high pace. So let's keep on rolling, Nick. These are two teams that are kind of weird to me.
Yeah. We have the Atlanta Hawks and the Orlando Magic. Whoa. It's been a while since I've been able to do that. We have the Magic, 1.5 point road favorites, total 233 in this game. Maybe the Magic are the one of the teams that the All-Star break probably helped the best with all the injuries that they've had. This line opened up at a 2. It's down to a 1.5. Line opened up 221. It's now 222.5. So we do have a move towards the over, and we have a move towards the Hawks in this game here. No surprise, though, 76% of the tickets, 72% of the cash is on Atlanta, the line moving towards them. 78% of the tickets, 83% of the cash is on the over here as well. Kind of want to take a look real quick what the money line has done in this game. Seeing that we have a close spread, see what the money line's done. It opened up with the Magic at minus 118. It's now 120. So we do have a slight move towards the Magic on the money line in this game. Taking a look at what these two teams did heading into the break, I believe the Magic were one of those teams that limped into the playoff. Limped not into the playoffs, but into the All-Star break. No, actually, they won and covered in their last game against the Charlotte Hornets. They did lose 6 of their last 9 games, though, heading into the break. And who could be? I mean, you look at one team that should be feeling pretty good. Win-loss record 4-6 in their last 10, but 4-2 in their last 6. They've covered in 9 of their last 10. The Atlanta Hawks.
They've been a covering machine.
Been an absolute cover machine. For me, it's Orlando or nothing if I am betting this game, but not a game I'm getting involved with. I'm finalizing the first 2 plays. I've already locked in my first play for the first quarter play. I'm seeing if the best available number is still on that same book for the other one. But yeah, for me, nothing in this game. It would be Magic or no bet.
These are two teams that are just in limbo right now. They didn't really buy during the trade deadline. They didn't really sell during the trade deadline. They're just there. Orlando's the 7 seed. They're a half game in front of Atlanta for the 8 seed. 27-29, 26-29. Two teams that are just kind of meh. And you get it. I kind of like Atlanta. They've been playing well as of late, but them being a home dog is kind of a big question mark. I feel like this one, if the Hawks were like a point favorite, 1.5 favorite, I'd be like, let me look more towards the Hawks. But them as a dog in this one, it would kind of lead me towards Atlanta. But I don't think it's enough for me to get involved in this game, Nick.
Fair. Making my first 2 moves on the NBA card to open up the second half. Philadelphia 76ers first quarter plus 2.5 minus 115 FanDuel. Chicago Bulls first quarter plus 4.5 minus 114 also FanDuel. FanDuel's got some, if you're looking to bet some first quarters, FanDuel's got some pretty good lines, especially on the dogs.
There you go. Hawks have more to play for. They're both in the same spot right now. Hawks are tied with the Heat and 4 games ahead of the Bulls. These two teams are going to make the play-ins and most likely just the play-ins. Hey, Nick, how about the fact that I'm just looking at this now. The Pistons are 2.5 games up on the Magic for the 6th seed. They would make the playoffs right now. Cool for them. But no, they're about in the same spot. And there's a lot of teams in the Eastern Conference that are just like what the fuck are we doing? Magic are relatively healthy. And I think at this point, relatively healthy is the best they're going to be able to do. Or they want to do a tragic or a dumpster fire midway through the season. Trust Maxey. Hey, if you trust the Maxey pick, go for it. I really just don't bet props that often, so especially on the first game back from an All-Star break.
Yeah. Let's continue on. The LA Clippers and the Milwaukee Bucks. The Clippers 2.5 point favorites, total of 228.5. Take a look at the line history in this one. Opened up -1.5 for Milwaukee, and it's flipped to -2 for LA.
I'll go
Line
find
open
out
up 220. Huh?
I'll go find out why.
Yeah. Line opened up at a 226.5. It's now at 228.5. So we do have a move towards the over here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one. 56% of the tickets, 61% of the cash is on the Clippers spread, 40 and 55 on the money line. So we do have looks like sharp money coming in on the Clippers and the line moving towards them. 79% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is on the over in this one as well. We have the Clippers. They're coming in off of a win in their last game. They took care of the Memphis Grizzlies without John Morant. But previous to that, they weren't playing the greatest. My bad. They've won 3 in a row, and they covered the previous 2. They've covered in 2 of 3. Actually, my bad. They played the Jazz, and they won by 4 and did not cover against the Jazz. That's what it was. Previous to their 3-game winning streak, they had a 3-game losing streak. So kind of tricky what to expect from this Clippers team. They've been extremely inconsistent all year long. Mm-hmm. Talk about inconsistent. The Milwaukee Bucks, they have traded off wins and losses for the last 6 games. Loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, which means they should lose this game if you're following that pattern. I don't really follow that stuff, but I would lean towards the Clippers in this game if I'm getting involved in this one. Just don't know if I'm going to or
not. The thing is, you got Portis that's out now for 25 games or whatever. But then you got Giannis and Lillard are both questionable. Or game time decisions. So that's probably why the line's all weird like that. But I look at this one, it would be Bucks or nothing. I know you're going to see the sharp action or whatever. I just don't see it because I could see it more of people overreacting to the Bucks, possibly not having their big players. So I would look more towards Milwaukee in this game, and you know how much I've bet against Milwaukee this year. I am the anti-Milwaukee guy. I lean towards the Bucks in this one, and I could probably get a decent price for like plus 110. I may end up pulling the trigger on the Bucks, Nick.
Yeah, I'm conflicted on that game. Not a game, obviously, not enough conviction for me to move on it. But yeah,
I'm gonna grab them. I'm gonna grab the Bucks here. And it's to the point where, if anything, if the 2 players get ruled out, then I'm fading the injury report, and I'm kind of liking my bet anyway. So,
if they get ruled out, wouldn't you want to wait? Do you think the line will move that much if they get?
The thing is, I think the lines are. You said the line already flipped, so I think that they're already inferring somebody out.
Could be. But is it enough of a line move to consider it a fade the injury report? Because we'll only flip it. Like, if you count to 0, it's only, a 3-point line move. But, like,
that's still
a line move, but it's through the zeros, which I don't know how much if that impacts it or not. But
no, I'm still taking the Bucks.
Sure.
Okay, plus 120 for the Bucks. Greek Freak should be in. There you go. Then Lillard's probably out. USA. I will say, I kind of lean USA.
Really?
But actually, I feel like I've seen a lot of people on Canada, but that's just me. Canada's obviously had some great success in like the Stanley Cups and everything. So, okay, USA all the way. It's us. Okay. Do the players get paid in the 4 Nations? No.
Nope.
Puck is back Saturday. Yeah, I will say, IceX, you fooled me this morning because I saw all your plays for Saturday. I'm like, shit. Do I have to watch the Sabres tonight? And then I looked and saw that it was Saturday. I'm like, oh, you just put them out way ahead. Got it. But I really want to bet United States LL biased and non-biased reasons. Over 2.5 goals first period.
That's one way to do it.
There you go. Yikes. This is a big spread for my Nuggets.
Let's get into it. We have the LA Clippers, or not the LA Clippers, wrong game. Denver Nuggets, 16-point favorites. You have the Charlotte Hornets on a second half of a back-to-back, though. Is that an advantage? Is an interesting question there. Let's take a look at the line history in this one, where it opened up at a 14 and now it's a 16. So we have a 2-point line movement here towards the Hornets. Line opened up to 27.5. It's now 230. I wonder how many people are interested in the Hornets after they just won last night outright in the lone game. Do you think maybe there's a little bit of recency bias there with the line moving, even though the line's moving against them here, which is interesting to see. But we have 50% of tickets, 53% of cash on the Nuggets. The line's moving towards them. And then we have 71% of tickets, 77% of cash is on the over. The line is moving towards the over, though, in this game here. We have the Hornets. They're coming in off of an outright win last night. They beat the LA Lakers last night as 12-point dogs. The Denver Nuggets, this will be obviously their first game back after the break. Now, that's the ultimate question here. Is it an advantage playing a game? And is this a spot where, yes, I get it, they won outright 100-97 last night. Previous to that, they had lost 3 games in a row, Charlotte. And can we make an argument that the Nuggets can come out slow in the first quarter, and at the end of the first quarter, it's a tie game or a 1-point game for this one here? I kind of want to take a shot with first quarter with the Hornets in this game. I think this is a spot where they can keep it close. Also, talk about feeling good heading into the All-Star break. How about 8 straight wins?
Yeah.
8 straight wins for the Denver Nuggets heading into the All-Star break. They're now 36-19, sitting third in the Western Conference. I want the first quarter here, I think, for the Charlotte Hornets. And I want to take a look at, because I think we're going to get 5.5. Yeah, I'm seeing some 5.5s out there. I'm going to shop around for the best available number. I'm going to go probably take Charlotte in the first quarter here.
I'm trying to determine whether or not it is advantage or a disadvantage that they played last night. I mean, I don't think it could hurt.
I think it's an advantage early.
I think it would be advantage early, but at the same time,
especially
playing a back-to-back and then playing in altitude. So I wouldn't go Charlotte full game. I don't hate your first quarter, first half kind of looks.
Ooh, yeah.
This is a Nuggets team that I know. I mean, you look at who they've played in this 8-game winning streak of Philadelphia, garbage. Charlotte, garbage. New Orleans twice, both garbage. Orlando, nah. Phoenix, garbage. Portland twice, garbage. So they haven't really played anybody, but they're winning. And they've won the last 6 by double digits. This is going to be the Nuggets team that I'm going to expect the rest of the year. This is the team this is the core that won the championship. Finally got Murray looking as good as he did. Westbrook has been fantastic for this team. This is the Nuggets team that I'm expecting the rest of the year. That's it. But am I laying 16 points on them? Absolutely not. I don't lay 16 points on anybody.
Is this a team where, with the Denver Nuggets, is it too early or too late, or good time for some futures?
I mean, you might be about 8 games too late. But honestly, those are games that they should have won. So I don't know.
That's why I'm asking is, do you think maybe that the odds didn't change too much because I didn't look at what the odds were, because I don't look at NBA futures odds like that. No. But this Denver Nuggets team, and maybe this is just recency bias right now with them on an 8-game winning streak, but this feels like the Denver Nuggets team we could see going forward because everybody's healthy and things along those lines. Or do you think this is maybe a team where it'd probably be slightly worse, but maybe we just look to bet them heading into the playoffs and maybe see who they're facing in the first round or something along those lines?
You can make that argument. You can make that argument. I just think this is the Nuggets team that you're going to see kind of have a really, really good second half.
Fair. That being said, I'm going to be on the Charlotte Hornets over on DraftKings, +1 or +6 -112 Hornets first quarter.
There you go. Hilarious, Tim, about the Shapers comment. Nuggets raised to 60 both halves. Kind of like that. What happened to Charlie McAvoy? Nick?
He had an upper body injury, which we believe was a part in the Finland game, the first game that they played, where he was checked into the net by Yoel Armia. He ended up playing through it against Canada, which the way he played in that Canada game was honestly, it was shocked to find out he was injured because of the way he was laying hits on McDavid and things along those lines, which I'll get into that when we talk about USA Canada later, which I think McAvoy is a massive loss. We'll talk about that in a little bit for more than just his talent on the ice. Well, but yeah, and then it wasn't a huge injury, but he also got an infection from the injury, which took him out.
Ooh.
So yeah. Which I know there's also some conspiracy theories that the GM of the Boston Bruins, who ruled McAvoy out, is also a GM for Team Canada.
I don't. These games don't matter. These games don't count for anything.
No.
So
At the end of the day, your NHL team matters more, especially if you're in a playoff race. Now, obviously, you can make the argument that maybe if you are like Teuvo Teravainen, Finland, it was probably a little bit more important than the Chicago Blackhawks are. But yeah.
Plus 195 for both halves of the Nuggets. But if it's too much, Nuggets race to 55, both halves -115. I don't hate that either. Morning, Joker triple-double. I mean, he's gotten, 35 triple-doubles this year? Dude, Joker has been insane. Hold on. Let me just season leaders. Let me just pull up what is there.
Little baseball breaking news, real quick. Aaron Boone signs a 2-year extension to be the New York Yankees manager.
Huh. Sorry, Joker has 25 triple-doubles this year. The next highest in the league has 10. And that's LeBron. So, anybody? Wow. And I just saw Russell Westbrook has 3 triple-doubles. And by the way, anybody saying that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should be the MVP, he's got 0 triple-doubles. Just figure I'd throw that one out there. Joker triple-double. Joker 14 to 16 rebounds today. I think Nuggets blow them out of the water. They should. Doesn't mean they're going to.
But I think it could be a slow start.
Sixers money line. If you're going to take them, might as well. Surprised by Luka triple yesterday. I honestly didn't even pay attention to that game. I didn't bet it, so I don't really remember what happened. All I know is that the Lakers lost.
Yeah. Let's move on, though. We have the Phoenix Suns and the San Antonio Spurs. We have the Suns 2-point favorites, total 238 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. It flipped. I'm assuming there's some type of injury because it was -3, but then it went down to a 2.5, and then it flipped to a pick'em without moving to 2, 1.5, or 1. It immediately moved to a pick'em and then -1.5 for Phoenix. So we saw a complete flip over 24 hours before this game was supposed to be played. So maybe it was just a market adjustment. Maybe it's something injury-wise. Line opened up at a 231, and it has done nothing but skyrocket all the way up to 238.
There is no significant injuries. Victor Wembanyama is questionable. I just saw that now. He's a game-time decision.
That's telling me Wembanyama is out in this game with the way the lines moved in this one. 57% of tickets, 61% of cash on the Spurs. The lines moved against them. 71% of tickets, 80% of cash on the over as well. We have the Suns coming in, losing 3 in a row before the All-Star break, and 6 of 7. They've really struggled. They've fallen to 26 and 28. They are 11th in the Western Conference. and they are still game and a half, 2 games up on the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs come in losing 3 of their last 4 heading into the All-Star break. Their last game was against the Boston Celtics, which wrapped up a 6-game road trip for them heading into the All-Star break. I mean, I want to believe the Phoenix Suns step up in this game and get the win, and the market's kind of pointing towards that as well. I want to take a look real quick at the money line movement here in this one because we do have a relatively close money line. Line opened up 125, it's now 130. So I guess it's a lean towards Phoenix here for me. If I'm looking to bet anything in this spot, would be Phoenix or no bet.
I mean, if Victor Wembanyama gets ruled out, I feel like it's kind of a very similar case to the Milwaukee game. No? Or I can fade the injury report. But I don't feel like I need to get involved in this game. I think I'm going to just stick with the 3 plays that I have, and I'm going to be happy with that. These are 2 teams that are – I want to compare this one to the Magic Hawks game so much, where there are 2 teams in limbo. Although Magic and Hawks are actually in play-in spots, these 2 teams are not even in playoff spots or play-in spots. But these are 2 teams that I just don't want to be going after right now. The Spurs were fun for a little while, but they've kind of dropped off a bunch. They're 3-7 their last 10. So not a team I feel like I need to get involved in. And the Suns are a mess, and I love when the Suns are a mess. I'm not a big Suns person. So I'm just going to stay off this game, and we'll kind of just I'll grab my 3 plays and I'll walk to the next elite.
Fair.
Spurs money line. That line is fishy with no Victor. I could see the angle saying it's fishy without Wembanyama for sure. The Cubs are playing the Dodgers today in Japan. I don't have any starting lineups for that one, so I don't really know.
I would like to know what the lineups are in that game. All I know is the starting pitching matchup is Cody Petit taking on Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Would it surprise you to see Yamamoto pitch, and then obviously it's not, and then probably Roki Sasaki is going to pitch the other game, and they're only going to pitch a couple innings. So if you like that game, maybe it's a first 3 under, maybe it's a Dodgers first 3 minus a half or something along those lines. Damn it, I want to bet the Cubs though. I know it's preseason, but I want to bet the Cubs. And here's the thing, it's in Japan, so I would not be surprised to see starters in this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. What's up, Brio Kelly? And Cubs money line plus 164 down to plus 154 in the last hour.
Ooh,
that might be an interesting spot. I wonder, is that available? I doubt that's going to be available for. I don't think they're going to do spring training on the site. Oh, they do. You can get the plus 1.5 run line. Oh, no, that's minus 1.5 for the Cubs. That's a weird one. If you wanted to take the Dodgers on the site, you can get plus 1.5 at minus 112. That's a weird line. I might want to just take that to begin with. It's Cubbies or nothing. I don't really feel like we need to get involved in spring training right now.
I am going to get involved in spring training. I have a few teams circled that I would like to back throughout spring training, just looking at non-roster invites, potential starting pitchers, things along those lines. I'm telling you right now, there's a few teams that it's going to be must-watch baseball in preseason. And the first guy that I will tell you about, well, you guys already know about him because I took a future on him. Anytime the White Sox have Noah Schultz listed, please tune in. Please. I will find a way to have White Sox first 3 or White Sox first 5 plus a half or something along those lines every time Noah Schultz pitches. I am super high on this kid, and I can't wait to watch him.
Okay. If Durant in and Victor out, take the under. I don't hate that option. Final game on the NBA card, Nick.
Yeah, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Portland Trail Blazers. We have the Lakers -3 with a total of 227.5. Line opened up 5. It's down to a 3. So we do have a move towards the Blazers in this game. However, I mean, I'm kind of interested in the opposite side a little bit in this one, even though the line's moved against them. This line opened up at a 225.5. It's now 226.5. The Lakers did play last night, so kind of an interest. Just as for a reference point, the opening line was a -5 for the Lakers. The opening line after last night's game was -4, and it did go down to a -3. And let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here, where we have 80% of the tickets and 79% of cash from the Lakers. Damn it. 75% of tickets, 78% of the cash on the over. I want the Lakers in this game. I want the Lakers early in this game. They are on a second half of a back-to-back. They're coming off of an embarrassing loss last night. And could this be a game where the public's all over the Lakers? They get out to a good start and then they fall apart late?
Could be.
I want to double up first quarter, first half on LA. Because on the flip side, we have, now granted, they lost 3 in a row heading into the All-Star break, but I felt like everybody's cash cow the last few weeks before the All-Star break was the Portland Trailblazers. They were on that really nice streak. They had covered in like 10 or 11 in a row. And then they finally hit a wall against Minnesota, Denver. Nothing like that's not terrible. No. Minnesota is an okay team. They're a fringe playoff team. And the Denver Nuggets could be representing the West this year, potentially.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not like those are bad losses. Los Angeles Lakers can also be representing the West this year.
No.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying they will. I'm not betting any futures on them. That's not happening.
I have the Lakers like -115 to make the playoffs.
That was a great bet.
Fantastic
great bet. I can only look Lakers in this game, and I kind of want first quarter and first half. If I am going to bet them, because I think this is a game where they can get out strong early, and then maybe Portland backdoor covers later, something along those lines, keeps it close. And I don't trust them to win cover the full game. So I want to write down Lakers first quarter, first half to shop around the best available number. But I think that's how I'm going to do it today is four first quarter bets in the first half bet.
I don't hate that option. Once again, it's a very similar feel to the Hornets is getting that extra game under your belt a good thing or a bad thing?
I think if you lost, it's a good thing.
I think it's more of a good thing than a bad thing, but also you got a Laker team going from LA to Portland. So having to travel after a game, which is going to be kind of a weird spot for them after a solo. By the way, it was a makeup game from when the LA had the forest fires. So it was a makeup game.
That makes sense.
So keep that one in mind. But this is, it would be Blazers or nothing for me, but I think the Lakers could have a spill down the stretch because everybody's going to be so high on them. They got Luka, they got LeBron, they got this, that, and the other. I think this team's going to tank a little bit. It's going to take a little bit to get the chemistry going. And then Lex is saying Lakers by double digits, so.
I am doubling up on the Lakers here. I got the Lakers first quarter -130, first half -135. Not going to lay any points because wouldn't shock me to see maybe it's tied at the end of the first quarter. I get a push instead of a win if I take the money line. So I'm gonna take shot. I'm gonna take the shots there in this one. For me, it is Lakers first quarter, Lakers first half.
Okay. All right, Nick. This is the moment that you've been waiting for.
Yes. Team Canada, Team United States. Canadians, or my bad, United States -115 favorites, total 5.5 in this game. This is the championship of the Four Nations face-off. The United States went 2-0 and 1. 2-0-1? Yeah, 2-0-1 during the round robin. They won in regulation against Finland. They won in regulation against Team Canada, and then they lost in regulation against Team Sweden. However, it was Ottinger in net. There was no Matthews. There was no Matthew Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk was out. So they had a lot of injury, or they were resting guys for that game. It didn't matter, that game against Sweden. On the flip side, Team Canada, they started off their Four Nations face-off with an overtime win against Sweden, 4-3. They followed that up with a 3-1 loss against Team United States, and then they followed that up with a 5-3 win over Finland. Don't let that 5-3 score fool you. It was 4-0 with 7 minutes to go, and they let Finland back in that game. They took their foot off the gas, which pissed me off because I had 2.5, 3.5, and I was lucky to get the puck line because I needed an empty net goal for a freaking puck line when you're up 4-0 with 7 minutes to go. But that's beyond the point. And I think that was a little bit of a wake-up call for Team Canada to maybe not take your foot off the gas. And I get it. Finland are not the United States. I'm well aware of that. Let's get into it, though. These two teams played less than a week ago. It was 3-1 United States. An empty netter at the end made it 3-1. You look at the advanced metrics, Canada was the better team in that game. They outshot, they outchanced, they had better expected goals numbers than the United States did. It was in Montreal. It was in enemy territory for the United States. They went into the Bell Center, and they got the win. Now it's when the script flips. Canada's turn. You go in to Canada, or you go in to Boston, where they'll probably boo the national anthem for Team Canada, very similar to the Canadians booing the national anthem for the United States. That's a different story. We're not going to get into that. I just wanted to have that as a tidbit. A huge thing in this game for me, no Charlie McAvoy. And I know he's just a defenseman. Jake Sanderson's going to be slotting into the second line. I believe that moved Brock Faber up to the first pairing with Jacob Slavin. Why is that a bigger deal than a lot of people might think? Take a look back at the USA-Canada game just less than a week ago. Look what McAvoy did in that game. He laid several hits on Connor McDavid. And what did that lead to in that game? Connor McDavid passing the puck a little bit more, dumping it in more, playing a little bit more timid. McAvoy offensively is a good defenseman. They're going to miss his physicality in this game because he was one of the only people that I've seen be able to time up and lay hits on McDavid the way he did in that game. I think that's going to lead to a little bit more of a free-flowing game for Canada with that physicality out of there. Another thing that you got to keep in mind, when Canada lost 3-1 to the United States, they didn't have modern-day Bobby Orr on the team, or he was out. Cale Makar was out in that first game. And you saw the way they looked offensively against Finland with him on the ice compared to the way they looked offensively against the United States with him off the ice. It's a big deal. Why? Because he skates with Nathan McKinnon and Devon Taves, two of his teammates in Colorado. Gives a lot of fluency and a lot of familiarity with line mates. Also throw Crosby on that line with McKinnon, who those two guys train in the offseason together. So, all in all, we have Team Canada going into enemy territory, looking to avenge a loss that they were a better team with their top defenseman out against a United States team where I don't know if Matthew Tkachuk's 100% healthy. I don't know if Austin Matthews is 100% healthy. Don't know if Brady Tkachuk's 100% healthy. They were all either missed last game or left last game injured. There's going to be no McAvoy. And I think Canada goes into enemy territory and takes care of business. Now, I had plus 150 on Canada to win the Four Nations face-off from before the tournament. I wanted more action on Canada. I took Canada -1 at plus 166. I think they go in there, they take care of business. Maybe they get the empty net at the end, and Canada wins the Four Nations, something along the lines of 4-2. If you guys want a player prop, I don't know if I'm betting this one or not, but if I am, it's a small sprinkle. How about a guy who's kind of struggled in this tournament, is playing bottom 6 minutes, but steps up when the games get the brightest. He's heading back home, but in enemy territory. I know that sounds weird, but I'm talking about Boston Bruin, Brad Marchand.
I was about to say, it has to be Marchand. Come on.
Marchand. It's got to be Marchand.
Didn't he score in the first game?
He scored the first game.
He scored like the second goal in that first game against Sweden.
Yes. And then he played less than 9 minutes against the United States on the fourth line. So maybe he steps up in this game. And also, one last thing is when you look back, I know this is 2019. I know this is 6 years ago. Bennington has played a do-or-die, winner-take-all game in Boston before. And the St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup against the Boston Bruins as well. Something there. Big game Benny. Big game Benny steps up in this one. And one last thing is Tim. There's been one goalie to play every single game for his team during the Four Nations face-off, and it's Jordan Bennington. I think Canada wins the Four Nations face-off tonight. I got the -1 at +166. I got my futures ticket at +150 heading into the tournament as well. Give me Team Canada to bounce back and get the job done.
You know what? Have fun with it. I know you wanted to look at it. I'll be honest, I'm not touching the game. If anything, I kind of lean United States. But that's not here nor there. I'm not the hockey guy. I was kind of hoping Tage Thompson would play in this game, but at the same point, I kind of don't want him to, just because this is and I'm going to piss some people off, a meaningless game. This game means nothing for the NHL season. I mean, it's all country pride. That's great. I really prefer him at this point not to. If he started playing with them, fine. I don't want him to play today. I don't want him to get hurt in a meaningless game. But this is it should be a fun game. You will probably have it on in the background tonight while I'm doing my work. I mean, I saw you put Canada up on the site, so let's roll.
Yep.
LeBron sitting tonight. Book it. Not confirmed. Not confirmed yet. Matthew Kachuk said he would do anything to play this game.
I know he'll do it. I know he's going to play. Is he 100% healthy? The answer is no.
What are two good overs today? Let's go with Ohio State and Northwestern. And then let's go with the Pacers and the Grizzlies. Fight. Do you think we're going to get a bunch of fights again, Nick?
No. Think about it this way. How often do you get a fight game 1 of a 7-game series, but you don't get them game 7?
Sure. Kind of sets the tempo.
Yep.
I could see one, though, in the first 5 minutes. They drop the gloves, kind of have a thing for everything, and then go.
I can see it, but I mean...
Hold on. And here's going to be the kicker, Nick, and I'll call it right now.
Brad Marchand
drops the gloves.
Fuck yeah.
I'm sorry. Would you? What else would there be?
Why would they boo though? That would be epic.
You like Canada?
Yes, I'm on Canada in this game, big time.
Kachuk goal.
What? Brady Kachuk, yeah.
And Matthew Kachuk. He took both. LOL. I don't really want to bet it tonight. Nick is my arch enemy tonight. LOLs. Matthew Kachuk MVP. We can bet on fights if there's going to be blood -1,500 or not +600. You're saying that you think there's going to be blood in one of the fights tonight? Fight in first minute +1,000.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen for right off the face-off again.
Yeah, no. OT, I got San Diego -13. We did not bet the San Diego game. I think we lean that way, but we did not bet it. Matthew and Brady are both -250 to fight. Okay. I can't believe there's actually props on fights. That's great. Brad Marchand is +160 to drop the gloves. There you go. There's my one bet for tonight. Brad Marchand +160 to drop the gloves. Other than the Suns tonight. Other bet Suns tonight. I stayed away from that game. All right, that is everything for the show. We may have an MLB show sometime today. Nick, we just need to get the last 3 divisions done before opening day.
Yep.
So, the sooner the better, but before opening day, all the last 3 shows will be done. Maybe we might do one today, maybe not sure yet. But that's everything for today. I've never seen fight props. This is cool. That's kind of cool. But we'll be back again tomorrow. Same time. We'll talk some. Let's see. How much NBA is there tomorrow? There is 9 games again tomorrow. So we'll have a bunch of NBA to talk about. But that's going to do it for this one. One more comment. Great show, gentlemen. Thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.